You don't want to be in the game at 30, yon, but you 20 now and don't want to get down and dirty, yon. You want the juice, but don't want to squeeze the fruit on. Want to tricks paper, but don't want to hoe for the loot on. Want a P to take it shopping, but don't like trapping on. Want luxury living, but don't want to make it happen on. A P to seen this episode so many times, but I don't think I ever seen this many blind, Let's go.
Bitch, you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk, but want a winner's reward. Some suckers give you points, but bitch, you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping, then bitch, you getting ignored. Okay, I'm so sick of these.
I got a question for you, Miss Lady. Miss 304, Miss Trapper. Yeah, you. Nah, not the hoe over there standing next to you. Not the one behind you. Yeah, you. Not your wifey. You. You ever think about how much shit you want? Because you want a lot of shit. I mean, you ever seriously really just sit back and think about all the shit that you want? You know what I mean? Let's go through some of the things that most hoes in the game want, right? Most chicks, of course, want their hair done. You know, that stuff could cost $800 to $1,000 and even more than that, depending on what you're getting. Most chicks, and they want to keep that hair done too. Most chicks want a decent car, or not a decent car, they want the nicest car. Most chicks want the nicest place to live. And then a lot of y'all, I get tired of hearing this shit, man, but a lot of y'all talking about you want an LLC when I just get tired of hearing it, because most of the chicks that say that they want to start an LLC don't even know the different types of corporations, the different types of ways to incorporate, and why you should incorporate this way, that way, or the third. Don't know the different tax forms that come with an LLC. It's just don't know what an EIN is. It's just so much shit that goes with that a lot of chicks don't even know, but that's a whole nother story. But you know, we just going through the list of things that most young ladies in the game want. 9 times out of 10, a lot of the same shit you want, right? Now sit and think about all of the things that you want out the game. Now, at the same time, because these are things that you think about all the time. You always talking about this type of stuff. You always mentioning that you want this type of stuff. But do you talk about and mention or even think about the price that you're going to have to pay in order to have these things? And I'm not talking about the monetary price. I'm not talking about the money. I'm talking about earning it. See, the price that you have to pay for certain things ain't always monetary. You know, sometimes the price that you got to pay for certain things has to do with effort and time. And that's something that a lot of young ladies in the game, including your ass, don't want to exchange for the things that you want. You don't want to exchange your time and effort for the things that you want. And so what a lot of y'all do, including your ass, yeah, I'm gonna stay focused on you. You know I'm talking to your motherfucking ass. What a lot of y'all do is try to cheat the game. You try to snake the game for the goodness of the game without putting any work. You try to it's like shoplifting. It's like going into a store, seeing what you want in that store, tucking it up under your shirt or in your backpack or whatever, and then trying to slip out the store without paying for it. That's what a lot of y'all doing in the game right now. You try to slip into the game, look around, oh man, hoes is doing this, hoes is doing that, hoes is living like this, and you try to, you know, on some kleptomaniac shit, you try to swindle, you try to shoplift, you try to get these things out the game without having to pay any type of price, you know? And it's a lot of things that y'all don't be wanting to do in terms of paying the price for the things that you want out the game. Hey, listen, and this is to the very, I know it's a very small percentage of y'all in the game who actually give a damn enough to want to have a good relationship with some ism and choose the right P and come the right way and build with a P as opposed to just use a P, because a lot of y'all just want to use a P. But I'm talking to the small percentage of y'all that want to build with a P, right? One of the worst things you could do, one of the biggest red flags to a pimp when you come through the door is having a laundry list of things that you don't want to do, or that you refuse to do, or that you ain't gonna do. That's one of the worst things you could do. I'm talking about immediately coming through the door like, oh yeah, I want to get with you, but I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. Now, we all have things that we don't want to do. I mean, shit, pimping, we got a whole bunch of things that we ain't gonna do. But you don't see us coming through the door immediately upon striking up a conversation with you like, look, you know, I want to pimp on you and everything like that, but pimp ain't gonna be sucking no toes, pimp ain't gonna be holding hands, kicking cans, you know what I mean, walking through the mall, you know, for all to see us, you know what I mean, on display with the public displays, the PDA, you know, pimp ain't gonna be, you know, it ain't gonna be no spooning going on, you know what I mean, it ain't gonna be no cuddling, none of that, you know what I mean, it's a whole lot of things that the pimp ain't gonna do, you know, but I do want to pimp on you, though, but it's just certain things that I ain't. Pimp don't come through the door like that. And when you in the game and you got the right understanding of the game, certain things don't even have to be mentioned. Certain things are already understood. So when you come correct, a pimp is going to take the time to figure out the things that you know, don't feel comfortable doing and, you know, pimp accordingly. But when you come through the door and you talking about a bunch of things that you don't want, you don't understand the red flag that you raising in the pimp's mind. See, a pimp already know. When a pimp see you coming, like, oh, she talking about she don't want to do this, she don't want to do that. I know her type. I know you, bitch. I know what type you are. You the type that when you go get down with your wifeys tonight and you don't make no money because there's certain things that you don't want to do, meanwhile your wifeys is doing all the shit that you don't want to do, and they come in with a trap top of the morning and you come in empty-handed top of the morning, you still think you gonna go shopping the next day, don't you? Yeah, that's your motherfucking ass. I know. You still think you gonna go shopping off your wifey's trap, huh? Yeah, that's you. Yeah, you the one. If you got your phone bill got to be paid, or if you want some weed, you know what I mean, in some backwoods, you the one that while you sitting over there not doing the things that you feel like you too good to do, your wifeys is over there doing all that shit. They getting the trap up. They focused on what they are gonna do as opposed to what they not gonna do. You feeling like you too good, but they get they trap together. You come in empty-handed. They come in with a respectable trap, and you think you finna get some weed and pay your phone bill and all that shit off of their trap. Nah. Pimpin' see you coming from a mile away. When you come into a situation with some ism, or just in the game, period, you should be focused on the things that you are going to do. Because we know it's things that you not gonna do, but what about the things that you are going to do? A lot of y'all, if you think about the things that you want to do, it's not very much. It's a very short list of things that you're willing to do, but you want everything from the game. You want the game to give you its all, but you don't want to give the game your all. And you're going to be disappointed. You know, and a lot of y'all have that talk, that I don't want to be in the game at 30 talk. A lot of y'all say that. But what are you doing to ensure the fact that you won't have to be in the game at 30 years old? You 20 now, you 21 now, you 22 now. But what are you doing to make sure that at 30 years old, you don't have to be in the game. See, you got to begin with the end in mind. The end is you not being in the game at 30. If you begin with that in mind, you're going to be thinking about, okay, I got to do this. I have to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I have to do this. I have to do that. If you serious about not being in the game at 30 years old, you're not thinking about all the shit that you're not going to do between now and 30 years old. You're thinking about the things that you're going to do to make sure that that's your reality at 30. But I'm telling you, the majority of y'all thinking about a bunch of shit that you don't want to do. All you thinking about is the things that you want, but you're not thinking about what you have to do in order to have the things that you want. To make it make sense. You should want to make it make sense. But yeah, focus on the things that you want and focus on doing the things that you have to do. Focus on giving your all. Give your all. Don't be scared to give your all. Go hard. Don't be scared to go hard. As I always say, anybody that you admire, anybody that's highly successful, anybody that's legendary in any realm, one thing they all got in common is that they earn their way to where they are. Any billionaire that you look at, they earn their way. They put their work in. You got to put work in. Anybody that's respected, they put work in. Might not be no hard physical back-breaking work, but it's still work nonetheless. Right now, this video that you're watching, this is me putting in work. And if I want to be successful at what I'm doing right here, I'm going to have to put in work. I'm going to have to be consistent. And if I don't put in work and I'm not consistent, I can't expect 1 million subscribers or, check millions of dollars off of this or whatever my objective may be. I can't expect too much if I don't put in too much. You dig? So don't be scared to put in the work. Don't be thinking about everything that you're not going to do or don't want to do or don't feel like doing or think you're too good to do, so on and so forth. Focus on what you are going to do and then be great at it. Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freezes it. And as always, put some of this good old love juice in your body like so. I holla.
Now come and take a sip of this game. Pour it down your ear and let it drip to your brain so you can run it up. And we'll be coming up. Really coming up. Take a sip of this game, let it saturate your brain. Taylor, make your home so we can match it with my name. Then attach it to your frame, right? Now you game tight. Ready, set,